Hey guys, today we are here to look at my listing at 318 21st Street in Greenwood Heights in Brooklyn. This is a two-family townhouse. It's 17 feet wide, 45 feet deep, and the lot is 100 feet. Now, this house is in the Greenwood Heights section of Brooklyn. This is a little neighborhood tucked away in the corner of the cemetery, just south of Park Slope and just north of Sunset Park. It's a really, really pretty neighborhood, and most of the houses are 2 or 3 family frame houses, not so much brownstone Brooklyn like you would find in Sunset Park or in Park Slope. Wood frame houses and some apartment buildings. This is also a neighborhood where we're starting to see a lot of new development, and neighborhoods like this that are not historic, they don't have a historic designation, are prime for developers because they can buy houses or an assemblage of houses, tear them down, and maximize the allowable buildable square footage on any lot and build new condo buildings. And that's happening a lot here in this neighborhood. But not on this block so much. We're seeing a lot of renovated townhouses. It's a really pretty block. It's not far from where I live. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of this house. Now, the last 2 houses that I posted, one was a condo, one was a house, were beautifully renovated. Gorgeous trophy properties. This is on the opposite end of the spectrum. So this will be kind of fun to see what a house looks like when it needs quite a bit of work. This is the type of listing where if you read the description, an agent will write, bring your architect, bring your contractor. And that's because it does need a lot of work. In my opinion, this house needs a gut renovation. I'm guessing it probably needs about $1 million in renovation. Maybe you can get away with $800,000, but probably not if you want to do it right. Let's go take a look at this house, and I will see you on the other side. So here we are at 318 21st Street. I'll zoom in a little bit. This is the house, the yellow house here. And so you can see it's on a row of similar 2-family frame townhouses. And there are a few apartment buildings on the street, but a lot of these properties are 2-family houses. This one's really pretty. I sold this one about 8 years ago. Gorgeous. It's on a pretty quiet street. Not a lot of through traffic because they've done things to deter pass-through traffic. And we are tucked into the corner by Greenwood Cemetery. That up there, you can maybe see it if I zoom in. That up there is Greenwood Cemetery, and it's more than just a cemetery. It's a really special place that's open to the public and free, and they have events there, cultural events, and it's a very, very cool place. So heading into the house, I should mention that, again, this is a 2-family house. So you have an entrance up the stoop here, and then you have another entrance underneath. This basement area behind these barred windows is above grade space, meaning it is legal living space. This could actually be used as a separate apartment if you wanted to reconfigure the house, and then your tenants would just enter onto the store. As we walk through the house, you're going to notice there's a lot of deferred maintenance. There's a lot of stuff. I mean, like, look at all of this. You know, just a lot of little things that each is pretty easy to address, but collectively they add up to a lot of work. And you're just going to see a lot of that as we walk through. This vinyl siding has not been updated, has not been cleaned in ages. So whoever buys this house is going to want to do something about that. I suspect they'll probably just do a new facade. So moving inside. Yeah, there's a lot of deferred maintenance. Now, another thing I should mention about this house is that they've had tenants in here for a very long time. I met this landlord when I first started my career 18 years ago, and he's had tenants in here all that time. And during that time, they've hardly done any kind of updates or anything. I think they did a few repairs here and there as needed, but they haven't updated anything. And the upstairs tenants were great. They moved out. They left the place in clean condition and as nice as it could look. The downstairs tenants really took advantage of the situation. It's something that I'm really kind of irritated about. They did not leave on good terms. They left a lot of junk in the apartment. They left it filthy. They left it damaged. There's still junk here from those guys, and we're going to have to get that stuff out before we sell it to the next person. But I'm trying to stay positive, but just a little cautionary tale. Be careful who you rent to. Okay, heading into apartment number 1. This would be the main living area. You'll notice, again, these tenants, they got locked out and they busted their own door open. I mean, who does that? And they just left it like that. No accountability, nothing. I put these paper shades on the windows. I do that when we have a vacant house. So it's not, people can't look in the window and see that it's vacant. We always worry about squatters or people breaking in. One thing you'll see a lot of in these houses is this, the decorative fireplace. In some houses, they used to be working, but in many of them, they never worked. They're just decorative. And it's never really been clear to me why someone would do that. But some of them are actually very pretty. Like some of the detail here is really nice. So whoever renovates this will probably end up keeping this. Now, this house is 17 feet wide. If you ever wanted to turn this into a single family, just completely renovate it and reconfigure it and use it as your single family dream home, what most people do is knock out this wall right here. Because this right here is wasted space. See, you can knock this entire wall out, just open this all up and turn it into a nice big open living area. Yeah, it could be really nice. Despite the fact that it needs a lot of work, there are a lot of things to love about this house. One thing is the huge kitchen. Don't mind the mail there. The tenant didn't discontinue his mail service, so it keeps coming to this house. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, nice big kitchen with exposed brick. Obviously, you're going to want to update it, but look at this space. You can use this area for a dining area. Plenty of counter space. There's room to put an island if you wanted. This room off the kitchen is a great office space. It looks out at the backyard. Sort of a weird place to have a washer and dryer. I'm not sure what the decision-making process there was, but I know these guys had kids, so it was probably very useful to them. Sort of a quirky configuration because you have to loop around to go downstairs. So again, if you were using this as a single family, you'd open this all up. I think whoever buys this is going to end up gutting it and just opening all of this up and having a much more functional space. There's a little half bathroom here on this level, which is great. Let's head downstairs. Again, this is legal living space. So if you wanted to have a separate apartment down here, you could. Here's the other door to the front. So if you wanted to come in that way, you could. The floor is cut up weird too. So obviously the intention here was to use these as bedrooms. And that's how these guys used it. But if you're renovating, this is all wasted space. So I would open up all these walls. You might have to leave a few columns for support, but You could open all this up and have a nice big rec room. Great space for a kids or a fitness center, playroom, rec room, media room, whatever. They do have a full bathroom on this level. And then this rear room, which it's not clear. I guess it was just a storage room. It really is kind of a mess. All this stuff has to come out before we sell it. Just junk from years. The foundation's exposed here. About 10 years ago, I know they had some flooding back here, and they probably tore up all the drywall because it was probably soaked through and they didn't want to get mold. But they never repaired it. If I were renovating this house, I'd probably put a door in here so that I could go out to the backyard from the lower level. And in fact, it looks like they might have had one at one point because there are stairs out there leading to nowhere. So yeah, that's probably what I do. Yeah, again, drywall removed. The boiler and the hot water heater on this level. Both hot water heaters. This boiler is actually only 5 years old, and that's an expensive item. So they did replace that when needed, and these hot water heaters are only a few years old also. The next owner can benefit from that at least. Let's go back upstairs and check out the backyard. It's funny, we're talking a lot about the condition of this house, how much work it needs, but on a positive note, this has amazing potential, and we are in a location that is in very high demand. It's got one of the in-demand public schools. It's just a wonderful place to live. I don't mean to be all negative. This house has great potential. If I could afford it and renovate it, I would. This backyard, the lot's 100 feet deep, so a nice big backyard. Nobody seems to know what's going on here, why this is here, what it's for. It's like a concrete slab sitting on cinder blocks. I don't know, was it a stage? Maybe someone had like a hot tub up there or something at one point. I don't know. But here's the rear of the house. Right away, I will zoom in. You can see this area, there's a lot of rot in there. And over here, there's some deterioration. All this stuff is totally fixable, but it adds up. And that's all stuff that really urgently needs to be fixed, because if you let that go and water starts coming into the house, then it becomes a much bigger problem. So again, there's some more deterioration, holes to be filled. Let's head upstairs and check out the second floor apartment. It is cool. They have a skylight in the stairwell, so we get a lot of nice natural light. Nice area out here for coats, boots, strollers, scooters, whatever you have. So if they keep it as a two-family in the current configuration, this will be great usable space for the next tenant. Apartment number 2. I actually really like this apartment. It's very sunny. There's green outside of all the windows. Ceilings are high. It's lovely. Does it need work? Yes. Look at this. Signs of water damage. So they probably had some water coming in through the roof at some point. Cracking in the walls. That's probably just settling. No big deal. So a lot of these, just a little side room. A lot of these houses have this little side room that people use as an office or a nursery. And another decorative fireplace. It's very pretty, actually. And another big kitchen. A nice, big, bright, sunny kitchen. This is great space right here. I love the exposed brick. You got to tear all that out, tear all this out, tear out the floors, and start over. But the space is great. This is sort of an unusual choice. They had at one point this little side room that people use as an office or even a second bedroom, maybe for a little kid or something. And then the landlord decided to open this all up. Not sure what the thought process was there. I don't know why anyone needs this pass through, but there it is. Now, I will mention that this house appears to have quite a bit of FAR left. FAR stands for floor area ratio. It is the maximum amount of buildable square footage that you can put on any lot. And so in short, it looks like you could expand this house by maybe 1,400 square feet or so, which could mean that you bump out this whole wall to the end of where that downstairs extension is. You can see how the house next door did it. And on the other side. So if you bump that out, you could greatly expand the usable square footage of this house. You could add extra bedrooms. And if you were taking this over and using it as a single family, you could have 3 or 4 bedrooms up here and add another bathroom. Bathroom has a skylight. That's cool. Skylights are like a double-edged sword. They're really cool, but they're always the first things to leak. And so you have to really maintain them and make sure the seals are maintained and check them from time to time. So that is the second floor apartment. Oh, one other thing to note, they have these old school pocket doors. I love these. Now this one, you can see how people have just painted over layer after layer after layer. And over here, layer after layer of paint. It's pretty common, but it just looks pretty ugly. And so you get a painter in here. They skim all of this, completely strip it down, and expose the original detail. This is actually probably very beautiful once it's restored to wood. So you might actually be able to preserve some of the detail here. You skim these doors down, you take them off. You clean up the housing and the rail, and you could have beautiful pocket doors. Yeah, so that's the extent of apartment number 2. I hope you enjoyed your tour of 318 21st Street. I certainly enjoyed giving it to you. If you enjoy content like this, down to earth, real estate videos, please follow me. Please subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more of them. I have another one coming your way in a couple of days. And if you want to reach out to me, no matter where you are, please do. I'll see you guys out there.